Hi kids, it's Mr. Idukvich. We're here in chapter 13 on practice 2 or lesson 2. And today we're going to read and interpret bar graphs. So the last 2 days we've learned how to build them or create them using data. And now we're going to answer some questions about the graphs that they are giving us. So first thing I'm going to do is read the directions. The bar graph shows the bus tickets that were sold on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I can see my title here, and I can see my label, number of tickets, and my scale is 10. And then I can see my labels on my horizontal axis, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I can see that on Monday, they sold 40 tickets, on Tuesday 30 tickets, on Wednesday 20 tickets, and on Thursday they sold 50 tickets. Okay, so I figured that out just by tracing that line across, and I can go ahead and actually I'll stay zoomed out because you'll need to see the whole page. So what I will do is just kind of cover this up so it's not so distracting. So when I look down at the questions, now that I've interpreted my data or I've seen it, I can answer them. How many more tickets were sold on Thursday than on Wednesday? Well, if I look here on Thursday, there were 50 tickets sold. And sometimes, kids, I write those numbers right inside there so I don't have to keep looking in case I forget. And on Wednesday, there were 20 tickets sold. So how many more tickets were sold on Thursday? I make my calculation, 50 minus 20. I should end up with 30 tickets. On Thursday, 15 of the tickets were for children. 15 of the tickets sold were for children. How many tickets sold were for adults? So I look back at Thursday and I see I sold 50 tickets. 15 of them went to kids. So I take 50 total and take away 15 of those, and I should end up with 35 tickets were sold to adults. Number 3, 18 fewer tickets were sold on Friday than on Tuesday. How many tickets were sold on Friday? So I'm going to pause the video here and let you figure this one out so you can make your calculations just like I did off to the side and see if you come up with the correct answer. And for number 3, I should have come up with 12 tickets, okay? So 18 fewer tickets were sold on Friday than on Tuesday. So I need to figure out how many tickets were sold on Tuesday, and there were 30 of them. And then I know 18 less were sold on Friday, so I take that 18 away, and I'm left with 12 tickets. Number 4, the number of tickets sold on Tuesday can be grouped into 5s. How many groups are there? So we already said the number of tickets sold on Tuesday was 30. Now, you could look at this like a multiplication problem and say, or a division problem, how many times can 5 go into 30? But the easier way, in my opinion, is if you look closely on the scale, and I'll zoom in here, they already break these down into groups of 5. So if you look closely at the scale, if this is 10, then halfway up is going to be 5. So it'll be 5, 15, 25. So if I want to know how many groups there are, I can just say, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can just count them that way. So down here, when I look back, instead of doing any kind of calculations, which I could do, I can just write in 6 groups because I already showed my work up here just by making my little hash marks or dashes. How many tickets were sold in all during the 4 days? I will let you go ahead and figure that out, knowing that 40 tickets were sold on Monday, and then you can come back and check your answer. And if you did all your calculations correctly. 40 plus 30 is 70, plus 20 more is 90, plus 50 more is 140. You should have come up with 140 tickets. And you didn't have to add them up in that order. I just did because it made sense to me, because it went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right, we're going to move on to the next page. Oh, sorry, I focused while I was recording. That's probably not a good idea. But on this page, the bar graph shows the number of notebooks that 5 students have: Jack, Melanie, Sarah, Kareem, and Fiona. And this graph is tilted or tipped horizontally. So my title is here. My names of students are on my vertical axis, and my number of notebooks is on my horizontal axis. It's all true and false, so I'm going to have you just read through the questions with me, and then you're going to go back and answer them with a T for true or an F for false, and then you'll pause, or I'll pause the video and you'll come back and check your work. I think I said that correctly. Anyways, Jack has 20 notebooks, Fiona has 25 notebooks, Melanie has 40 notebooks, Kareem has 5 fewer notebooks than Fiona, and Sarah has the least number of notebooks. So I'm going to pause my video and let you figure those out, and then you can come back and check your work. All right, so you should have come up with Jack has 20 notebooks. That's true. Fiona has 25 notebooks. That's true. Melanie has 40 notebooks. That's false. Melanie actually has 35 if we trace this all the way down to our number of notebooks piece on our scale. And then Kareem has 5 fewer notebooks than Fiona. That's not true either, because Kareem and Fiona are here, and Kareem actually has 5 more notebooks than Fiona. So this is false. And number 10, Sarah has the least number of notebooks. That's true. She's only got 15. Going on to the next page, we have the same graph with, I think, the exact same numbers, but we just have more questions to go with it. So I'm going to pause my video and let you answer these questions. I'll let you read them too, and you can come back and check your work when you're all finished. All right, kids, here are your answers and explanations. I'm going to explain these to you too, just in case some of you didn't quite get them, but hopefully you put in the effort to figure them out, because if you look carefully at it, it's not super difficult, but it can be tricky in some places. Kareem has 5 more notebooks than Fiona. Fiona is here. Kareem is here. This many more is a total of 5. Sarah has 20 less notebooks than Melanie, or 20 fewer. And I can figure that out because Melanie and Sarah right there. Melanie's bar goes here, and I can just go backwards and say, well, here's 5, here's 10, here's 15, and here's 20. So if I take 20 less, I end up at the same spot as Sarah. Or if I didn't want to do it that way, if that was too hard, I could take 35 and take away those 50. Stop. I have to rethink that. There we go. I got a little ahead of myself. I could start with the 35 Melanie had and take away the 15 Sarah has. So 35 minus 15. And then I would end up with 20 also. So you could either work your way backwards on the graph, or you could do the subtraction. Either way, you're going to end up with 20. Sorry for the little bit of confusion there. How many notebooks do Melanie and Sarah have altogether? Melanie has, oops, I did this one wrong too. Melanie has 35. I actually wrote it wrong. I did it right, but I wrote it wrong. Melanie has 35, and Sarah has 15. And if I add those two together, I should come up with 50. Unless my brain's not working properly, but I think I should have 50 here. Who has twice as many notebooks as Sarah? Well, Sarah has 15, I know that, and twice as many as 15 would be 30. So it's going to be Kareem, but I could also look at that and say, well, there's 3 blocks here. If I go 3 more blocks over, I'd end up in the same spot as Kareem. So there's a couple different ways to do that one too. Which 2 students have a total of 65 notebooks? I know Kareem has 30. And I know if Melanie has 35 and I add those 2 together, I'll come up with 65. So Kareem and Melanie have a total of 65. If I add any other 2 people's notebooks together, I'm not going to come up with 65 because these 2 have the most in the group. So it should be Kareem and Melanie. All right, kids, that's where we'll stop today. Thanks for participating in the lesson. Tomorrow we will continue to read graphs, and after that the beginning of your break. So I'm one day ahead here. I'm still on Monday, but today's Tuesday for you. So after this next set of problems on Wednesday, you'll be all set for your 5-day break. Thanks, kids. I hope you have a great night, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.